All right, we'll get started, and we'll start first with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach, I know you guys have to make roster decisions all the time, but Marcus Kemp had to be waived, and he has 60 to 70% of the snaps for you guys. Just what do you lose in losing Kemp?
A great special teams player. He was really playing at a high level, but it's just unfortunate. I mean, sometimes the numbers, it happens that way. I mean, it's been a crazy year, 2020. So, it's just the way it is. I mean, sometimes that happens. I don't blame Miami. He's a good player. For going after him and getting him on the practice squad or whatever they're going to do with him. I think that was a good move by them. Obviously we'll always keep our eye on where Kemp is at all times. So, good luck to him going forward.
Go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Dave, I know you mentioned that Harrison watches himself and other kickers around the league. He's gotten back into really a nice rhythm. Just what do you think that he's found out about himself and going through this little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a valley as he starts to peak again?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know exactly what's going on in his head, but I just know he's in a really, really good place right now. His practices have been excellent. He's been 100% in practices, and obviously his warm-ups in the game, I feel real confident that he can take it back as 58 yards for sure. He could probably hit 60 plus. So he's hitting the ball really well right now, and we want to keep him there. I don't want to change up what he's doing right now. He's just really in a good place right now, and he's hitting the ball well.
Let's go next to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Dave, this might sound a little bit off the wall, just say that right off the top, but I know a lot's been made of Andy's, sort of coaching tree, the guys that work for him going on to other places. And I'm wondering, is from your point of view, working with him so closely, is part of the success guys have when they leave, it just seems like he empowers. We talk about like playing with your personality, right? Does he do the same with coaches? And
it's no question. He gives us a chance. I mean, that's a great question. I'm glad to answer it too, because he gives us this opportunity to get out here in front of you guys. That's a big deal. I mean, you're out there and you're, get to talk to the media. Total trust in all the coordinators. I mean, and that's a huge advantage. Some teams don't get that. He puts us out there. He trusts us. He lets us do our job. He trusts us to do our job. He's not a micromanager by any means. If he has a question about something, he'll come to you, but he's never going to demean you in front of the team or demean you at a game or yell at you on the sideline. I mean, all those things are huge. I mean, he treats you like a man, but at the same time, you're watching him the whole time. You're watching how he does things, which is huge for us. I mean, and I've learned so much from Andy. I model myself after Andy. I coach. I have the same style as Andy now. It works. I mean, he's proven. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame coach. So I mean, if you learn from him and you can resemble him in any way, shape, or form, you're going to be darn good. And it's proven. It's proven that it's effective.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Dave, how you doing today?
Great, Adam.
Good. Hey, you were asked earlier about Marcus Kemp, and Dorian O'Daniel is, of course, out, and I think Darwin Thompson didn't practice today. I don't know what his status might be for Sunday, but at any rate, you're losing some of your guys here. Do you feel like you're confident you have the depth to overcome a lot of this, or are you a little concerned how this might look on Sunday?
Well, I'm always concerned. I mean, it's always a stressful situation, but nothing that doesn't come with a job, every week. But this week, a little bit more, maybe possibly. So, but it's still early in the week. We still have Friday, and their guys could come back. So we're waiting to see what happens there. But really, with the new practice squad rules and the new COVID rules, it's a lot easier to bring guys up. You have that flexibility. There's a lot more flexibility in the roster, and it's really, really helped this year. And that's something that I hope, that they really look at going forward, when COVID's all done and over with, that it's something they might want to keep, the way they have the flexibility with the practice squad, the way it is now, because we're able to pull up a guy immediately if a guy is out. And that's a huge thing. And also get guys back, and instead of being put on IR for the whole season, you have the 3-week IR. So that's another plus. So all those things are helpful, but this week is no different than any other week. We're going to have to shuffle it up a little bit and have some different guys out there. I love your hat too, Adam. The UTEP.
Let's go last two. We'll go Herbie and then Matt. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You've always said that Mecole was close to breaking one, and finally he did break one. But after you popped the tape back on and you reviewed that play, what was more impressive to you, his return or the block that Chris Lamons put on that defender, the spring?
That was a great block by Chris Lamons, but also Amani Watts made a huge block too on number 42. He was their best cover guy. Really, there was a lot of blocks. I mean, Harris, 47, he made a great block, and then there was a lot of no blocks. Guys smart no blocks for guys that didn't touch guys in the back to make the play stand. I mean, that's a huge thing too. And then Kemp, he had the finished block on the kick on the punter, who he could have laid him out and he decided not to, which is a smart thing because that would have been called a blindside block. So he doesn't do that. And then Mecole does what he does. He caught a short kick. He went after it. He was a great job going after that 38-yard kick short in the middle of the field, and he was able to hit it on the run, and we had a left return call. And once he hits the edge, it's hard to stop him, because he's got that great speed. And, I was really happy for him because the guy's been really working hard, and it's good to have everybody get a reward like a touchdown.
Go last to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, I'm also going to ask about Mecole. Specifically, his numbers in punt return hadn't been that great coming into the game. But have you seen a difference with him the last few games, and especially maybe since he took the kick return load off of him? Have you seen him focus maybe a little bit more in the punt game?
No, he's been doing the same. What's going on is the team's been kicking away from him. If you go back and look at our tape, you see a lot of out of bounds kicks, sideline kicks. You don't see anything going down the middle. That was a kick. You have to have a lot of things go right, to get a big return or a touchdown. And he mishit that ball. It was a 38-yarder right down the middle. So, you give Mecole that type of kick, he's going to make you pay. But really, the team's been kicking away from him. They've been doing that. They respect him. So it makes it tough. The ball's on the ground sometimes. And, yeah, I mean, it seems like he wasn't into it, but he really was into it. He wants to return. He wants to be successful. And it was good to see him be successful, especially at this point in his year right now, going down the stretch right here. We want to be hitting our stride on special teams, and I was really happy with the way the guys performed overall as a group, because that was a good group. They were a good special team. They were ranked number 1 coming in, and our guys rose to the challenge, and I was really proud of them.
Coach Toub, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, take care, guys.